This is TimeOut Corner here on Talk News, and you are in the corner. $250 million. That's how much I would want in my pockets, and I'm sure a lot of other people will want that much money in their pockets right now as well. That's how much the Washington Post is being sued for right now. Yes, by your very own Nick Sandmaans from the Covington Catholic High School incident that happened last month. He has lawyered up, and they are not playing around. At least that's what it seems like. I watched a video from that the lawyer had he was being interviewed by an Australian reporter, and from the sounds of it, they're not playing around. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that the lawsuits that he has ready to be filed and ready to go, and the one that he filed today against the Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, it doesn't mean that they're going to win them all, but he has 50 plus lawsuits ready to go. That's 50 plus lawsuits ready to go. I think around 50, I think it said 54 exactly. But they're not playing around. They're going after everybody that they can, especially the high-profile people, the news media outlets that were just biased and just did not try to do any type of research, did not try to try to find out any facts whatsoever. They just went straight at the kids, went straight at the students from the high school that day. So he's going after all these guys. And not only that, he's going after politicians. They're going after famous people, and are also going after individual Twitter users as well. So all the people who made threats, all the ones who are trying to defame the students. Now, I don't know if he's representing other students and their families, but he for sure is representing Nick Sandmaans. And I think mainly because a lot of media and famous people were strictly attacking him because he's the one who was standing still smiling at Nathan Phillips, the Indian guy. He was the one standing still smiling at Mr. Phillips. So, and he had a lot of people bash him. Him and his family has gotten a lot of death threats over Twitter, and I'm guessing email and stuff like that as well, phone threats, who knows. So they've had to actually move out of their house to a friend's house and maybe family. I'm not sure exactly who all houses they moved to, but yeah, they've been on a constant, moving and stuff like that. So the lawyer's not playing around, guys. And actually as well, they're actually going after Australian media outlets as well. So they're not playing. They got contacts with they know people who know international law. So they're also they're looking at avenues and looking at what way they can go after some of those international media outlets as well. So 50 plus lawsuits ready to go. Litigations just waiting to be filed. So they're not playing around. Lady Justice is peeking out that blindfold. She see you guys. Lady Justice is peeking out that blindfold. I'm telling you right now. So some of these, look, he mentions in the video or in his interview that he mentions a few media outlets that he's going after: New York Times, CNN, obviously the Washington Post, the Gaurdian, MSNBC, the Atlantic, and at least that's what the ones that I have seen that they mentioned. A big political figure they're going after is Elizabeth Warren. As we all know, she's going for presidency in 2020, or try to. They're going after Jim Carrey, Alyssa Milano. I'm not sure who she is. I have to check. Kathy Griffin, good old Kathy. Bill Maher, how do you say his name? But again, this is going to be an interesting one right here. Very interesting. One thing I want to say is, though, one thing that they did mention and did cover is that the lawyers, at least from, I think they said lawyers with an S, so that means multiple lawyers from the Washington Post. I guess they said that they don't have a case, like, hey, you guys can't come against us, nothing. But I guess there's a term called higher standard of proof, which is pretty much is what's that term? Is beyond reasonable doubt. That they were trying to defame the kid or whatnot, but the lawyer was like, he doesn't really need a higher standard of proof because the proof is that the fact is that most of these media outlets, these politicians, these famous people, especially the media outlets, they're stating that they didn't even try to find the truth. They were just trying to push an agenda, and that's what their news reporting was based off of, not the facts, not trying to get down to the bottom of anything. And he said the moment he found out about this incident, it took him all but 15 minutes to dig into it to find out that the stories being pushed around aren't even true. So he said he doesn't see how media outlets can't find that same information. So he's saying that they were just being negligent and just they purposely were pushing an agenda. So he's saying he doesn't think he even needs a higher standard of proof, based off of, I think he said something about based on some Supreme Court precedents, he thinks he should be good to go for that. But either way it goes, they're not playing around. They're coming out swinging. Now listening to this, it sounds like they've been, although a lot of media outlets, although a lot of famous people try to push it under the rug and forget about it, act like it never happened. These guys didn't forget. They've been behind the scenes doing some work. So $250 million, and these lawsuits are about to be flying out left and right. Again, they're also going after Twitter users. So if you're an individual Twitter user and you decided to jumping on that bandwagon and start throwing in insults, or not just insults, it looks like they're really trying to go after, at least right now, after people who are threatening, throwing out threats, throwing out and inciting violence against them, and etc. It looks like they're mainly trying to go after those people, but and also media outlets who are some of the main ones who portrayed the story as all the the students there being the ones who were in the wrong. So we'll see. We'll wait and see. It's going to be some interesting stuff right here. And the reason why I like this story, I have never made a video about this. This is only my 5th video for this channel. I had this channel for like 2 years. So I like this story. That's why I'm making a video for it, is because this can hopefully start to put some sense into people's minds and say, you know what, we no longer have the ability to just say what we want and get away with it without any repercussions whatsoever. If nothing comes of this, like if all the cases get dropped, whatever, at least anything, it would get people started thinking. Now, I know if I seen the Washington Post getting sued for $250 million, I'm sitting thinking like, gosh, dang it, I said something. And I'm just a single person. I'm going to be like, dang, man, I done said something. They said they're going after Twitter users too? Oh, shoot, let me go and delete my tweets. But they've been doing their work. They've been saving a lot of tweets. So, and apparently they've been working with, because of the threats and, news media sending vans to the people's house, reporters with vans, the media vans, sending them camping outside of their house and stuff like that. And people knowing where they live at now, they've had to move out their house. So and the threats, they've had to contact personnel personnel that they knew and work with to get in contact with an extensive security project that they've been in touch with Homeland Security and police force to help with the threats and things of that nature. So this is being taken serious. They're not playing around. So people, So, and again, there's their local. They call a local Commonwealth attorney, which his name is Rob Sanders, who he has local. He's been in contact with Homeland Security, working on security projects for the family and things of that nature, and I guess on the threats. So they've been behind the scenes doing some work. So they're coming after these people. They're coming after them with these lawsuits. Now the lawyer, I had their names earlier. I just can't. I don't know. Okay, so the two lawyers' names are Todd V. McMurtry and Lin Wood. So I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce or how to say the name. I think those are abbreviated. But I'll post a link at the bottom to the video that I watched. It's 15 minutes. It's an interview by an Australian reporter to one of the lawyers, and it's a good video. But they're not playing. And I gotta say this much: if anything, they should look. Lady Justice is peeking under that. She got that whatever's wrapped around her. She got that eye. She peeking underneath that cloth. Kathy Griffin. If anything, Lady Justice sees you, because you be going crazy with your posts sometimes. I know didn't Lady Griffin pretty much incite people to find out where they lived at, so post their address online so people can go to their house and do whatever. I mean, come on, like, so Kathy Griffin, if anything, Lady Justice, is she peeking under that? She peeking under that little eye cover to see you. She see you clear as day. Look, that weight is tilting all this way. So Lady Griffin, if anything, Kathy Griffin should be an easy target. And he did mention her name again. Kathy Griffin is one of those people they're going after. So again, 50 plus lawsuits. And reporter asked him, could these numbers grow? The number of lawsuits grow? He said, yes, they certainly can. So they're not playing. So this is good. It's good because, again, they could start to make people think twice before just going crazy, rushing to judgment, to push an agenda, regardless if that agenda, or regardless of rushing to judgment is true or not. You know, all these outlets, media outlets, politicians, famous people rushing to judgment just because they want to push an agenda. And that's one of the things I just really mad about. It's like, yo, they're pushing this agenda, and they don't care who they're hurting in the process. They're usually getting away with it, but not no more. We're done with them getting away with it. We're suing these guys, and we're going to take it from there. So big ups to finally somebody getting sued, or looks like a bunch of people about to get sued. A bunch of people about to get sued, and we'll see. Now, with that being the case, I was wondering, like, me myself was saying after this had happened, I was like, man, I would sue the heck out of. I definitely was saying Kathy Griffin, and I think I said to myself a few other people, but maybe a few media outlets, but definitely Kathy Griffin. I was like, man, I would sue the heck out of her for inciting people to come to my house and put my address out there and come to my house and do whatever they please, you know. So she should be an easy target. So we'll see how this goes, guys. It's TimeOut Corner. I like this. Good stuff. So hopefully this will start to make these media outlets and these journalists and these individuals start to think more before they just start blurting stuff out and accusing people and rushing to judgment. And it's, you know, if you rush to judgment, it's one thing. Okay, maybe you're passionate about something, but if you rush to judgment and then start bashing somebody without all the facts out, start attacking them, start inciting people and calling for people to do, you know, harm, or calling for other people to bash them, that's a whole different story. That changed the ball game. Now you're inflicting possible, you know, injury towards somebody else or harm towards somebody else. In this case, you did inflict some damage because they had to move out of the house. Now they're scared for their life and things of that nature, et cetera, et cetera. So they got a case on our hands. So we're gonna see what happens. So yeah, it's TimeOut Corner, and TimeOut Corner out.